Trauma can shape your view on love because it will give you an unhealthy view and experience on what you think love is. And a lot of times this is going to happen with people that have been sexually abused or early access to sex. I've always said this. I didn't always say it, actually. The Bible has said it, that sex is only righteous in the bed of two married people. Outside of that, sex is defiled. Sex should only be had between married people. And once that happens outside of that, you have this unhealthy view of what it is and this unhealthy view of love. Now, sex isn't the only component to love or intimacy, but it is a major part between two people who love one another that will be married and have children. Shout out to Dre from Brothers Talking Shit podcast. We did this yesterday, and he said something very key, that men idea of a good mate is if she's pretty and if she's having sex. And a lot of times this is rooted in lust. And because, again, we've had early exposure, a lot of times exposure isn't always physical. The exposure can just be looking at adult films, whatever the case may be. You will have an unhealthy appetite of what you think love is. And I'm saying it like that because men associate love to sex. Men associate love to sex. If she's not having sex with me, she doesn't love me. It's a key component, but it's not the only component. So when you look at somebody like Kanye West, who has expressed that he's had early exposure to adult material, who does he go on to marry? A lot of men do this. A lot of men will look at somebody who has whorish behavior, and they will look at that and say, that's somebody I want to marry. That's somebody I would like to be in love with, because of that early exposure to lustful ideology, being in an environment. And we associate that to love. That's trauma, because that's not what anyone should be doing. You should not have early exposure to adult material. You shouldn't be, even as an adult, looking at adult material. And we struggle with that. I struggle with that lustful nature that we have in our flesh. But you really should wait until you're married, until you found somebody of good character, who doesn't mind being transparent with who they are, who has a good moral compass. And that's the person that you should be living your life with in harmony. And it's not going to always be harmonious because you're going to have tension. But that's the person that you should be having a physical relationship with. Intimacy comes in once you have the love beyond the physical, which is the spiritual connection and the emotional connection. That's what you really should have. If you've had early access to sex, if you've had early exposure to sex, that is a traumatic experience because it's out of its natural place. And it can definitely shape how you view love. Most people that are promiscuous, most people that do not mind having several partners, have had some traumatic experience with sex. We talked about this on the last live. I would implore y'all to go check it out. I'm actually going to attach it, the link in this description, so you can go see us talking about this. But more than likely, people who have had an early exposure to sex are going to be promiscuous, or if they've had some physical abuse, they're going to be promiscuous. And this is out of the natural order of where sex should be. I'm going to say this again. Sex should only be, and this is according to the Bible, which is much older than me, but I've been repeating this sentiment. Sex should only be in the bed of a married couple, which is between a man and a woman. That is it. That is its only normal place. Anything outside of that, you're going to encounter a traumatic experience, and it's going to shape how you view love.
Oh, Chanka.